Hollywood is full of stars, but only a few burn with the kind of confidence, charisma, and raw attraction you can't ignore. Today, we're counting down 30 gay men over 15 who are redefining what it means to be hot, talented, and unapologetically themselves. Get ready, this list might melt your screen. Charlie Carver is the perfect fusion of athletic masculinity and boyish charm, the kind of man who lights up a screen the moment he appears. In Teen Wolf and The Boys in the Band, Charlie proved he's far more than just a handsome face. He brings emotional depth, sensuality, and a grounded intensity to every role he touches. There's a warm, approachable energy to him, the kind that makes you want to root for him no matter what character he plays. Charlie represents the new wave of queer leading men, confident, charismatic, and completely unapologetic about who he is. He doesn't just act. He connects deeply, instantly, and effortlessly. If Charlie is the fire, Max Carver is the slow-burning flame, calm, steady, and quietly captivating. Though he shares the same striking features as his twin brother, Max has a charm that's entirely his own. His gentler expression and soft, thoughtful presence give him a unique allure. Max brings a subtle, emotional depth to his characters, the kind that stays with audiences long after the credits roll. He doesn't need to raise his voice or steal the spotlight to stand out. His charisma is quieter, smoother, and deeply sincere. Together or apart, the Carver brothers command attention, but Max shines with a warmth and softness that feels timeless. Andrew Scott has the kind of smoldering intensity that sneaks up on you slow, hypnotic, and devastatingly powerful. His breakout as the hot priest in Fleabag didn't just make him famous, it made him an international obsession. But Andrew's allure goes far beyond a single role. His soulful eyes, emotional complexity, and mysterious presence make him one of the most magnetic actors of his generation. He carries a beauty that isn't about symmetry, it's about presence. He's the kind of man who speaks softly but leaves a thunderous impression. Andrew Scott is queer masculinity at its most intricate, tender, intense, and unforgettable. Jim Parsons embodies a softer, intellectual kind of charm, the kind that grows on you in the most comforting way. With his gentle eyes, easy smile, and thoughtful personality, Jim proves that charisma doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. His iconic performance as Sheldon Cooper made him a household name, but it's his humility, kindness, and authenticity that made him beloved. Jim represents a different kind of leading man. Smart, sincere, grounded, and deeply human. He's attractive not because he tries to be, but because he's true to himself. Jim Parsons reminds us that quiet confidence can be just as compelling and sometimes even more. Zachary Quinto is one of Hollywood's most unmistakable faces. Sharp cheekbones, dark expressive eyes, and a presence that commands attention the second he steps into frame. Whether he's playing the cold precision of Spock or slipping into the skin of a cunning villain, Zachary brings a level of confidence and control that feels almost magnetic. There's a refinement to him, an elegant edge that sets him apart from the typical Hollywood leading man. He doesn't just act in a scene, he anchors it. Zachary Quinto's beauty lies not just in his features, but in his intensity, the quiet, focused kind that draws you in and refuses to let go. Neil Patrick Harris has mastered a rare combination, boyish charm wrapped in grown man confidence. From Broadway to sitcoms to hosting award shows, he moves effortlessly through every spotlight he steps into. His charisma is timeless, smooth, quick-witted, and endlessly entertaining. Whether he's playing the hilarious Barney Stinson or shining on stage in a musical, Neil has a natural star quality that feels classic but never outdated. He's the kind of celebrity who can make you laugh, make you admire him, and make you feel at ease all in the same moment. A true Hollywood original. Few stars radiate pure charisma like Ricky Martin, from his explosive rise with Livin' La Vida Loca to his ongoing reign as a global Latin icon. Ricky's energy is electric. He moves with confidence, sings with fire, and smiles with the kind of warmth that melts distance. Yet his journey hasn't been without struggle. For years, he lived in silence, hiding a part of himself from the public eye. When he finally came out, the world didn't just see a pop star, they saw a man reclaiming his truth. Ricky's authenticity transformed him into more than a performer. He became a symbol of liberation for millions of LGBTQ+ people worldwide. Passionate, timeless, and proud, Ricky Martin remains proof that honesty only amplifies your power. Billy Porter is what happens when art, fashion, and revolution collide. Every time he steps onto a red carpet or a Broadway stage, he commands attention not for shock, but for truth. His Grammy, Tony, and Emmy-winning performances are electric, but it's his unshakable confidence that truly sets him apart. In a world obsessed with conformity, Billy redefines masculinity and queerness on his own terms, with sequins, power, and grace. From Pose to his unforgettable award speeches, he transforms visibility into activism. Each look, each word, each performance is a statement of self-love and defiance. Billy Porter doesn't just entertain, he empowers. He is living proof that authenticity is the most radical form of art. Adam Lambert is rock star royalty with a heart that beats to its own rhythm. Ever since he took the world by storm on American Idol, he's been rewriting what it means to be a queer performer in mainstream music. With smoky eyeliner, powerhouse vocals, and fearless confidence, Adam channels glam rock legends while creating something entirely his own. As the frontman of Queen, he's brought Freddie Mercury's spirit into a new era, not by imitation, but by honoring authenticity. Adam's presence is magnetic, his artistry unapologetic. He embraces the edge, the sparkle, and the soul of performance with equal mastery. More than just a singer, Adam Lambert is an anthem for individuality, a reminder that the stage belongs to those who dare to be themselves. There's a light in Tituss Burgess that you can't help but feel. Whether he's belting a jaw-dropping high note or cracking a perfectly timed joke, his joy is contagious. Best known for his role in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Tituss has mastered the art of mixing humor with humanity. But his impact goes deeper than comedy. He represents freedom, the ability to be loud, proud, and unashamedly fabulous in a world that often asks people to dim their light. His performances sparkle with truth and authenticity, revealing a man who knows that laughter can heal and music can liberate. Tituss Burgess reminds us that being yourself fully and joyfully is the ultimate act of courage. Lance Bass grew up in the blinding spotlight of 90 Seconds pop stardom and gracefully evolved into one of entertainment's most respected LGBTQ+ voices. As part of NSYNC, he was the poster boy of every teen dream, but his real story began when he chose honesty over image. Coming out in the early 2000s wasn't easy, but Lance did it with integrity and calm strength. Today, he's a symbol of what stability and self-acceptance look like after fame. His charm has matured from youthful charisma to grounded wisdom, the kind that makes people feel safe, seen, and inspired. Lance Bass isn't just a pop icon. He's the friend everyone wishes they had. Kind, sincere, and always true to himself. Tommy Dorfman embodies the new face of Hollywood, bold, expressive, and beautifully fluid. Rising to fame through 13 Reasons Why, Tommy quickly became a fashion icon and outspoken advocate for queer and trans representation. Their transition and open conversations about identity have sparked vital discussions in an industry still learning to embrace change. Tommy's aesthetic, equal parts elegance and rebellion, turns every red carpet into a declaration of selfhood. They mix strength and softness with breathtaking ease, creating a visual and emotional language that transcends gender norms. Beyond the glamour lies a quiet courage, the willingness to evolve publicly, to live truthfully, and to inspire others to do the same. Tommy Dorfman isn't just redefining beauty, they're redefining what it means to exist authentically in the spotlight. Billy Eichner is attractive in a way Hollywood rarely showcases, loud, bold, witty, and completely unfiltered. His personality is his power, his humor is sharp, his timing is fearless, and his confidence makes him impossible to ignore. Billy doesn't chase approval. He doesn't tone himself down. He knows exactly who he is, and that authenticity is magnetic. He represents a version of queer masculinity that's full of energy, intelligence, and unapologetic presence. Billy Eichner proves that attractiveness isn't about fitting the mold. It's about breaking it. Ben Platt represents the beauty of vulnerability in motion. Every time he sings, you can feel the heartbeat behind the melody, raw, real, and deeply human. From his Tony-winning performance in Dear Evan Hansen to his heartfelt songs as a solo artist, Ben channels emotion in a way that feels almost sacred. But beyond his voice lies an honesty that captivates audiences. He isn't afraid to show fear, love, or fragility, and that's what makes him powerful. On screen and stage, Ben's presence is tender yet commanding, like a quiet storm that moves you without warning. His authenticity, both as a performer and as an openly gay man, speaks to an entire generation learning that sensitivity is not weakness, it's strength in its purest form. George Takei isn't just a legendary actor, he's a living embodiment of resilience and grace. From his early rise to fame as Hikaru Sulu in Star Trek to his present-day status as a social justice icon, Takei has lived a life marked by both hardship and triumph. As a child, he endured the injustice of Japanese-American internment camps during World War II, an experience that shaped his lifelong advocacy for equality and human rights. In Hollywood, he shattered racial barriers at a time when Asian American actors were rarely given dignified roles. Later, he came out publicly as gay, a bold act of truth that further cemented his legacy as a pioneer for LGBTQ+ visibility. Takei's voice carries wisdom, humor, and integrity. His activism has helped redefine what it means to live proudly and purposefully. With every interview, every speech, and every smile, George Takei reminds the world that dignity, courage, and compassion are the true marks of greatness.